But let's go to Stan now in the radio booth. Stan.
Thanks, Ann. We're here with Bill Ferry, who works for Centerstone's PATH program. And you and I were talking off the air that you said you help to find the people and help the people who have fallen through the cracks. What people are you talking about specifically?
Well, basically, I spend a lot of time out and about with other community agencies. I do beat the streets, and I spend a lot of time getting to know folks, especially at the Shalom Center. I work with people that really are outside, are outdoors, have not been able to find even temporary shelter from time to time. With the few shelters that we do have here in town. I think one of the main restrictions that we've got is space, and always has been space. So we have people that maybe for one reason or another, or due to an addiction or maybe a criminal problem, or just usually mostly it's overcrowding that keeps people out of shelters. And people that are just, that are stuck in sort of a rut, really have no idea exactly how to access help, let alone follow through with any sort of treatment.
And so what are the factors that lead some of these people to be falling through the cracks and needing the help of these social service agencies?
Well, generally it could be a series of misfortunes, which is one of the most tragic aspects of my job. Is I encounter a lot of families, single mothers, women and children that really have just experienced a lot of misfortune. Addictions issues are certainly a problem, but I think it's really sort of a self-feeding cycle. Folks will find themselves after some misfortunes in life, maybe divorce, a criminal act in the past somewhere, a lot of health care, lack of health care, sickness, disease that leaves someone incapacitated, loss of job, loss of employment. These are the things that, the factors that really just pile upon each other to lead someone maybe out of their house, where they're losing their home, and then delving into an addiction issue to cope with that. So the coping really does sort of touch off upon it exacerbates the circumstances.
We heard earlier in the program that Monroe County has one of the highest, if not the highest, poverty rates of any county in the state of Indiana. How is such a thing possible in a county like this?
I was surprised to hear that myself. But really, what you've got here is, I mean, we're in a town it's a university-based town. So a lot of people, there's a lot of, I would say there's a lot of transients in general, both within here in the student population. Of course, we've got an ebb and a flow every year. This, I think Bloomington operates very much on sort of an annual, almost a tidal basis. And the same thing happens really as far as with the homeless population as well. We've got a lot of people that come through here on the way to another big city, Indianapolis, Evansville. This is sort of a crossroads here, even though we don't have a major interstate that runs through here yet. We do have a lot of people that just find themselves out and about and with really no idea where to go or how to access services.
So in just our last minute or so, where would you like to see some help go to help fill in some of these cracks? Is it just a matter of finding more shelter space? Is it a matter of more money for social services? Is it a combination of things?
Absolutely. Unfortunately, I would say that it really does boil down to the simple point of more space and more funding is always key. We've got one shelter here in town that can house roughly 30 to 35 people and some overflow beds as well. But the homeless population really just, I think, sort of overwhelms our resources at this point.
All right. Well, Bill Ferry, thanks so much for being with us. We appreciate your time.
Thank you.
I want to move right now to a package done by WTIU's Shamika Neely. You know, when you pass a musician on our city streets, you don't know much about them other than their music. Well, Shamika caught up with Abraham Morales and his harmonica.
Raised in Gary, Indiana, a veteran who fought in the Vietnam War over 40 years ago now lives in Monroe County. In past years, he has considered himself a drifter. After 2 divorces, 3 children, and losing his home, his bluesy harmonica style keeps him busy as he drifts from shelter to shelter.
We were kind of homeless when we got here, and we got to this one program that they had, and some things happened, and we went ahead and lost the house.
The Housing Authority of Bloomington and the United States Department of Veterans Affairs are now working together to try to help individuals like Morales. But some people aren't always this fortunate.
With the VA's help, they'll go ahead and help you to get your housing. And my son was kind of worried. He says, well, you're a veteran. I said, what am I going to do? I said, well, you're my son. I'm not going to let you stay out in the street, too. And there are some that will just walk by and they'll just look at you like, you dirty bum, or you drunken bum, and they just figure that all homeless people are just drunks. And That's not true. It's wrong to go ahead and just stereotype people.
Morales is currently awaiting his approval process and is scheduled to receive a housing unit sometime in December.
And we just said, Shamika just said that Mr. Morales is waiting approval. Marcus